Welcome everybody to Legend of Mana. I'm Kenobi here, bringing you Legend of Mana. Surprise! This happens to be one of my games. One of the games I played as a child that I don't remember, but I love it. I know I love it. I played it a little bit a couple months back, a couple days ago even, and I love it. I just love everything about this game, and I'm going to tell you why through the entire playthrough. You're going to hear me repeat myself a lot. Here's one of the things I love. When you're starting a game, you get to choose what weapon you want to use. It's amazing. I'm going to start with the glove. Why? Because I love punching things. You can switch between weapons anytime you want to. You just have to be able to buy the weapon, but I'm going to start with glove because I love glove. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and name myself the nickname of me. I prefer Matthew, but I don't think I can have it. I don't know, let's try. T-T-H-E... Usually there's a limit, like, my thing is 7 characters. Anyways, what's really interesting about this is you actually start your own play area. You're going to choose the map that you're going to set all the areas that you can ever go to. The story goes is that everything's been broken up and destroyed, and you're basically rebuilding it. Kind of think Dark Cloud, but with more freedom on how you can place things, because you can place things anywhere. I suppose you can in Dark Cloud, but you don't get everything right. You have to get everything right to go to the next area, if I remember correctly. Anyways, I'm sure there's more areas where you can get a perfect game, because if you don't do it right, you can't get all the events. The perfect area that I'm using a walkthrough for, because I want to make sure I show everything for you, is right here. Select here and you will get a perfect playthrough. As long as you place everything correctly. If you're deciding to play this game with me, follow along, place everything where I go. First, we start with our mailbox, and this is home. This is where we start out. You're going to want to place this in the bottom middle, so things are five grid spaces across, so 1, 2, 3, here's the middle. And we've created home. Awesome. Now we're going to start here, and I think it's going to play a cutscene for us, but I'm going to skip it. Yes. This is basically a little story. The mana tree's there, something happens. It literally basically is like the mana tree's there, evil happens, and the places are broken up and put into these artifacts that we collect. Though I have to admit, as vague as the story is, I kind of like it that way. There's the vagueness of the story kind of leaves a lot for you to make in your head. It gives you like a greater connection if you're up to thinking about the story. See, this is kind of like it. There was a war, and then there were artifacts and stuff like that, and then people got really sad. It's hard for me to make fun of this game because I love it so much. I love the depth of the story, and that I'm saying it right now, not every story in this game ends happily. Some of it really just leaves you thinking. It has a little bit of a religious aspect too, if you think about it that way, but a lot of the mana games are kind of religious-y, with the mana tree acting as a god, literally the embodiment of the mana goddess. So, but I'm not going to go into a religious debate, and I would appreciate it if you down in the comments wouldn't either. It's just something I noticed, not something to be discussed. Anyways, here we start. Here, the only person that's of remote interest right now is your cactus, and that's saying something because he doesn't say anything. And he's the only interesting thing right now. I think the last thing that's of any use for you is, I think you have some money here. Yep, not a whole lot of it either. Well, with nowhere else to go, we've only got one other person to talk to, and it's a person that doesn't have a soul. Sproutlings. Now, what's interesting about this game is what he says right here that got me to thinking. Now, there might already be explained, because I haven't played this game all the way through. He says, the world can be shaped by your imagination. Did you know that? And it doesn't matter which one you say. I'm going to say yes, I do, because I've played this before. And he gives you this. He says it's the town of Domina, which is, I suppose, kind of weird because it's just a bunch of blocks, but the way this game is presented, you're not ever really the main character in any of the storylines that happen in this game, and that's kind of interesting because you get set up to play as an observer instead. And when he says this world can be set up by your imagination, it makes me think that you're only here to observe what's going to happen. Now, if you're going for a perfect playthrough and you want all the events, you're going to want to place the town of Domina directly above your home. The reason for this, and I'm not 100% sure, but every place has an element. And that element shares its element with the places around it. So by placing Domina here, which I have no idea what element it is, it shares elements of my home, and it shares elements of Domina. And certain events only happen when a certain amount of elements are reached. Sounds a little confusing? It's a little confusing to me. That's why I have a guide right next to me. And if my voice seems a little distant, that's because I'm looking down at it and making sure I did it right. Because it's the only way I can do this right. In the town of Domina, we're going to head up to the center of town and witness an event that we're not going to do right away. If you've played this game before and you haven't done a perfect run-through, you probably go for this event first. And yeah, that's what I do. There's a really interesting person walking away into the bar. And yeah, you'd want to go talk to him. But if you want to do this right and do it correctly, you'll ignore that event and go straight up here. Once we reach the marketplace, we'll have the first character that we need to talk to, and he's a funny, chubby rabbit thing. Niccolo, the traveling merchant. He'll be our first ally. Show confidence, and he will join you. Well, he'll ask you to destroy some bandits on the highway. And now we have our first event, Niccolo's Business Unusual. We're going to head out of the market because he needs to talk to a teapot. And I'm not joking here. He's going to be talking to a living teapot. The characters in this game are odd, but I love it. Almost a very Alice in Wonderland type thing going on. While we're here, though, we're going to stop by and buy a few things. We have very limited armor right now. Here's all the weapons you can buy if you're not happy with what you chose. All I want is gauntlets and boots. Go ahead and get those equipped now. In the back of the shop, I love how everybody just kind of lets you go in because it looks like it's a home too. We have the teapot. Here's Niccolo being a very nice, very good businessman, actually. Business rabbit. Sorry if I'm going a little bit fast. I'm sure you can pause the videos if you really care to read it all. I'm a bit of a fast reader, and I'm not the kind of person who reads text out loud like this. Mostly because I don't think I could do it justice. He wants a lot of money for that wheel. When I was doing a practice of this to make sure I knew what I was doing, I never got 50,000 lucre. I got like 5,000. But it's an artifact, so I'm glad he's giving it to me instead. Now we can continue on our adventure. It's funny too, he wants us to stop bandits on the high. Who are you? I never got that in my first playthrough. Shows you how good I am at this game. Well, the walkthrough doesn't tell you how to get all these nifty little items. So, my bad on that one. Alright, let's, we just need to head out of town, and now that we've got the wheel, we can continue on our adventure. It's funny, he wants us to clear out the bandits, but we can't even clear out the bandits without that wheel, so it all sort of falls into place. So if you're going for a perfect, take this wheel, place it right here, right next to your home. I like how everything kind of pops out like a pop-up book. But with the Luon Highway now in place, we can head on in and clear out the bandits. Also, finally give me a chance to talk about the combat and the graphics of the game, because the graphics are just, they're spectacular. They really are. They hold up, I wouldn't necessarily say they hold up to today's standards, because they're kind of jagged and kind of blurry. But what I love about this is that it's got a very painted feel to it. Like it's all out of a picture. And that has a good and bad thing, is that the environments are very engaging, but it kind of makes your characters stand out. But that could also technically be a good thing. I guess it depends on how you view it. I view it as a good thing. I love the fact that that you kind of pop out, and the environments are just beautiful. They're just gorgeous. On top of the environment just being absolutely amazing, the music in this game is spectacular. And I am going to say that over and over and over again until you agree with me. But seriously, the music in this game is fantastic. I've actually got a lot of orchestrated versions of the music that plays now on my computer, and it's just something I listen to all the time. We finally got a new ability. I've actually had one for a little bit. It gives me a chance to talk a little bit about this menu. Here we have abilities, and as you can see, we have a ton of them actually. We have jump, default's jump, defend. I find jump to be useless. Defend is good, but I'm gonna take lunge. Lets you go forward against the enemy. I prefer retreat, which does exactly the opposite, and crouch, which allows me to restore HP. Push is weird. Cheer is weird. Spin is useless. Yeah, I'm just gonna take these. And then we have our special techniques, which I just learned one. Lightning kick, and we've already had Jawbreaker. And think of it like a limit gauge, a la Final Fantasy style, except it only charges when you hurt stuff instead of being hurt. I'll go ahead and use my favorite one, Lightning Kick. Mostly because it has such a wide range in front for a melee type attack. I've already leveled up! So, as you can see, you actually have to pick up your experience. It can disappear. Here's another character. We'll be dealing with her a lot later, but Niccolo here is going to be a little bit, what's it called? Shallow? He's only into girls with big, cute ears. But she puts him down pretty easily. I think we gotta go up, though, because I'm not really interested in what she wants right now. We'll have a good event with her later, but it's one of the sad ones, I'm gonna tell you right now. So, in the beginning, it really does seem like the battle isn't very fun, you know? You're gonna run in and you're gonna hit some stuff. Woo. You know, hit some stuff until the bar charges, and then use a special attack to win. I won't lie, that's a big part of the game. Oh, I lost an item. Shucks. That is a big part of the game, but it does get a lot more in depth. The enemies get a little tougher. Magic starts to play a part, and it becomes, the game is focused on the battles, because from Secret of Mana to this game, they got rid of the item system in battles. Oh, I'll let this special attack happen because it's cool. And what I mean by that is, Secret of Mana is pretty well known for its item, magic, and skill wheel. Is that you can just pop it up, select a spell, and then keep going. But that always paused the game and it broke the flow of combat quite often. This, they took it all out. The only thing you have are the special attacks. You have no way of recovering your item in battle via use of an item. You just have to tough it out. But instead, your HP is restored to 100% every single time you fight. So it's easier on the enemies like this, because you don't really have to worry. But it does get a lot tougher later on, and it really requires you to make use of the abilities that you have to win the battles. And it also makes a greater focus on boss battles, because you're restored to 100% HP, so it's you versus the boss. Go for it. I'm gonna give you candy. I gave it to Niccolo! That's hilarious. I've never seen it do that before. You want money? Here, Niccolo, have candy. Here's an interesting thing. We're fighting the Mantas again. Secret of Mana. This guy's the first boss as well. So, I love the boss battle music. It's so intense. See if I can punch him back. Ah, I stunned him. That's what Knuckles are good for, is stunning. Now that he's stunned, it'll be easy to hit with a special attack. Ooh, that just tore his HP up. Get back a little bit. Oh, get out of the way. Never mind, I got hit. But see, I took crouch because my HP goes up when I do it, but my defense goes down. Oh, is he going to get the final hit? Yep. So the boss battles get more and more intense. They become harder to dodge. It's just... It really requires you to get into the game. And that's exactly what I'm doing, because we're going after every single event in this game. And there are 68 events. Iron pot, green ball bun, taco bug. He's giving me a special discount. But I don't even have the money. Ah! I think he takes all your money and gives you the items anyways, so... You can equip them. I'll tell you that. I don't think you can equip the taco bug, though, or the green ball bun. I think you can equip the iron pot as a helmet, and it actually has decent defense, but it's quickly outclassed. Oh, Niccolo, you are a shrewd but kind businessman. And then he takes off because I was about to beat his ass for giving me these crap items. Anyways, there's always one thing you want to do, though, right after you beat a mission. By the way, that little loading icon, the tree will get bigger the further you are into the game, as it grows from a sprout to a tree. The end of every mission. Come back home. Run upstairs. Talk to your cactus, because now he'll actually have something to say. He'll always say something about the event that you did. You walk down. He's going to write something on his journal, and I will see you guys next time.